Well, if like me, you have a son and a daughter, would you like your daughter to be paid less than your son? Before we go on, I would like to ask you two questions. First question: who in her job had the impression that she was paid less than her male colleague? Please raise your hand. Quite a few hands. I don't have my glasses, but seems to be there quite a few hands. Now, second question: who has done something about it? Who has talked to her company? Less hands. A few hands, courageous people, but a few hands. It's a difficult question. Well, the gender pay gap is still a reality in Switzerland and around the world. In Switzerland, it amounts to 18.9%. In the European community, it is 16.4%. And the USA, it's 22%. 22%. Huh? Well, you know, many companies, on one hand, you have that number. Women are, on average, paid 20% less than men. On the other hand, many companies claim they do pay men and women the same. In absence of hard facts, because, of course, usually salary are difficult to talk about, are not talked about, who are you going to believe? Therefore, the need for a tool for companies to walk the talk. Equal salary is my third entrepreneurial venture. It has made me a social entrepreneur. I started off with Drap de Coeur, design and production deluxe baby bed linen. I sold the company in 1997. 1997. Microsoft Office 97. Do you remember? First time with PowerPoint. A revolution at the time. I decided to join forces with my husband, who had his own communication agency. And we decided to develop a corporate presentation for mid-sized and large companies. Among them, Heineken, a tailor-made presentation. We made Heineken presentation, corporate presentation in 7 languages, Greek included. Quite a challenge, actually. In 2003, I studied an executive MBA program, and we had to do a paper that was linked with professional life. At the time, I had realized, there was this problem that the gender pay gap had no solution, had not been a solution, and one of the difficult aspects of that the burden was left on women's shoulders. And the cause of the problem was not addressed. Therefore, this idea of equal salary. I wanted to develop a process that would bring objectivity to this double sensitive issue that is equal pay, and make equal pay just like any other business matter. Make it mainstream. In order to do that, I needed to have strong, credible partners. To start with, I needed a tool to analyze salary data. I approached the University of Geneva. The federal court had just retained its expertise in a case for salary discrimination. The second partnership, I needed certification body, I needed certification expertise. SGS was the first to react. SGS is the world leader in certification and inspection. To me, it was a very strong signal from the market. And the third pillar was finding fundings. I realized very quickly that I needed to have neutral funding. Having submitted this idea to the Federal Office of Gender Equality, I received the financial support. So there we were. We were 3 partners strong. And I was confronted with this big idea, this huge idea. To me, it looks like, it was so important. On the other hand, I was afraid. I had no expertise in certification. Equality was just, a concept for me. It looked to me like climbing the Himalayas. I had never been to the Himalayas. I'm a Swiss Miss, I was born in the mountains. I'm from the Vallée de Joux and Jura. I know mountains. And, I was toying with this idea. And, the difficult thing is really fighting against yourself. How am I going to make it? And even some people, helped me believe it was impossible. I remember that expert, quality management expert, when I asked him, when you create a norm, he said, you just take the norm, you implement it step by step, you just do it. And I said, no, I mean, create it. And he said, Madam, this will never happen. So there I am, thinking about it. But then, as I said, I knew mountains. So I decided I would just, do it as I go in the Jura. Take one step at the time until I got to the top, and as long as nothing stopped me. So, also we were ready, we were starting to develop. I talked to the press. We got companies starting to show interest. So by the time we were ready to launch a test phase, we picked 7 companies who had shown interest. Also, at the same time, in 2009, realizing that President Obama had been very much helped by Facebook in his election, I decided it would be good for equal salary too. That's when I started to open a page for equal salary on Facebook. We, at the end, actually, what I've done, actually, you wonder, what is equal salary? Well, equal salary is a certification. So company can check and communicate about the salary policy, that they pay men and women the same. It is a practical tool that brings transparency while preserving confidentiality. Now you may wonder why a company would do such a thing. Why would they, communicate about equal pay? Well, to start with, think about employers' branding. Attract and retain, and show that you walk the talk with your CSR program. It's also about motivation. A fair company motivates people, and motivated people means better business. And thirdly, risk, assessing risk. Financial risk for salary discrimination, and also for loss of image. Well, where are we now today? Well, today it's 10 years later. This year is the 10th year of launching the idea. It's the 5th year of the foundation. We have been retained by in the report of the European Community because we are we were the first and only certification that focuses on equal pay. I forget. This is a testimonial of a company, but also, where are we today? Tonight I'm going to give an award to the first company in the Swiss-German part, L'IRECO will receive its label tonight. But also, I would like to, as a première mondiale, I would like also to announce that the first multinational has been certified. In 1 month, we will hand it over. And this is Philip Morris. And they would like to make it European, and they would like also to go worldwide. So this is quite a breakthrough for our 10th anniversary. A lot of people have been talking about equal pay. Recently, the Pope said that the gender pay gap is a pure scandal. And I would like also to watch a small video who has been advocating Patricia Arquette at the last Oscar ceremony. I would like to watch that because this is very inspiring.
.org. To every woman who gave birth, to every taxpayer and citizen of this nation, we have fought for everybody else's equal rights. It's our time to have wage equality once and for all, and equal rights for women in the United States of America.
So join the movement, ask for equal pay to your company, talk to HR, talk to your CEOs, talk to your boards. But above all, be courageous. Don't be afraid to be unpopular. You are colorful. You need to be visible. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for everybody. Stand up for equal pay and make noise. Yeah.